Guys, welcome back to Farm to Fortune. If you're an intending broiler farmer, this particular video is the video you need to watch now, because in this video I'm going to be explaining to you the knowledge you need to acquire before you start your broiler farming come 2026. So if you have been planning to start your broiler farming come 2026, that is, you really want to go into the commercial aspect of broiler production and make reasonable amounts of profit, then this video is what you need to watch, because in this video I'll be sharing with you the knowledge you need to acquire before you venture into broiler farming come 2026 for you to have a very successful production all round, that is throughout the year. So in today's video, the first thing I'll be telling with you that when it comes to broiler production, we have two phases. We have the brooding phase and we have the grow out phase. So when we are talking about the brooding phase, let me just put it this way, that brooding simply means temperature control. So during brooding phase, that means you are bringing your day-old chicks from the hatchery and placing them in a confined area where you provide them eat. So because this day-old chick, they have a challenge called thermoregulation, that is, they cannot regulate their temperature themselves. So for you to help them regulate their temperature, you have to provide them with it, and this is the stage. You do this under a stage called the brooding phase. So brooding simply means that you're only trying to control the temperature of those animals because they have a challenge called thermoregulation, that is, they cannot control their temperature themselves. And after the brooding phase, the next thing we have is the grow out phase, or let me just put it as the rearing phase. So this is the phase where you actually raise those birds from after they have completed their brooding phase, maybe after 2 weeks, from 2 weeks old till you now sell those birds off. So those are the two phases we have under broiler production. And then under the same broiler production, we have what we call the arms of production. This is very, very necessary for you to know, because if you do not know this, you might actually not get it right. So under these arms of production, we have the pre-stocking, we have the stocking, we have post-stocking, we have pre-culling, and we as well have culling and then stockmanship. So I'm going to be explaining what are the things you need to look out for under each of these stages. So the first thing I'm talking about is the pre-stocking phase. So what happens under the pre-stocking phase? So pre-stocking simply means that what are the necessary things you need to do before you actually bring in your chicks, before your chicks comes in. So the first thing under this is pen preparation. So what are the things you do under your pen preparation? And when it comes to preparing your pen, this is where you want to look at for cleaning of your pen. You want to look into disinfection, you want to look into fumigation. And even under this fumigation, we have different types. We have the wet fumigation and we have the dry fumigation, so you can decide to do any of these. So one thing about this pen preparation is that this is going to prepare your pen and help prevent future disease outbreak. So this is very, very necessary for you, because you do not want your birds to start coming down with diseases and you start treating them. One thing about disease is that when this bird comes down with disease, it's really going to affect their weight, and when it affects their weight, their SCR will be affected and your profits will be affected as well. So you have to get it right from the onset first. So that's pen preparation. That's the first thing under pre-stocking phase. And another thing under pre-stocking phase is getting your equipment ready. So your equipment, like your drinkers, your feeders, your electricity. Maybe you want to use light bulb, you want to use rechargeable lamp, you want to use solar, whatever thing you want to use. Ensure that everything is in place, that is, they are ready. And as well, ensure that you disinfect as well as fumigate your equipment before you place them into your pen. And under this pre-stocking, the next thing you want to look out for is provision of it. So before your bird comes in at all, you have to provide it in that house. Wherever you want to place those chicks in, there should be it for them before they arrive, few hours. And this provision of it, there is a time frame to hit, or maybe 2 hours, 6 hours, or so hours before your birds arrive. You must have provided those eats for them. So you want to talk about your litter management. How should the depth of your litter be? During the dry season, during the wet season, we have different depths of litter that we normally use. So those are the things that need to be considered, honestly speaking, because when your birds are feeling too much cold, or when the depth of the litters even will determine the growth of your bird. So if you should be having a depth, let's say for example 4 cm now, and you give your birds 2 cm depth, they will not perform excellently well like if you place them on 4 cm. So if a bird is weighing maybe 2 kg now, on 4 cm, which should be the standard, and you place them on a litre depth of 2 cm, they might be giving you maybe 1.8 or 1.9 kg under under the same condition. So feeding is not the only way that can actually make your production go well. And same thing for, maybe they are supposed to be on 2 cm depth and you place them on maybe litre of 4 cm depth, the same thing will happen. So the production is not, they are not going to really give you the a good result. This is what affect their SCR, and at the long run you just realize that, oh, why is the SCR of this production this high, like sure, you know. But a lot of people do not really understand this. All they just do is that, let me just take these birds, put them in there, feed them, and this is why you realize some people will always complain that, oh, despite the fact that these birds are consuming a lot of feed, they are not really growing enough. These are the things you really need to learn about before you even go into production at all, for you to have a successful production, especially if you are going into the commercial aspect of it. So that's that on the stocking. And the stocking aspect is, what are the things you do when your birds arrive. That is when those day old chicks comes from the hatchery and you place them in your pen. What are the things you need to do at that period? So that is the stocking phase. You need to have knowledge on that as well. So, and another thing is the post stocking phase. So this post stocking phase is, what are the things you need to do after the birds have come. So you know that we have the pre stocking phase, the things you have to do before the birds arrive. Stocking, that is when they arrive. And post stocking, okay, these birds are now here, what are the things you need to do. So under this phase, you want to like think of their feeds and feeding. So when I'm talking about feed and feeding, feeds and feeding, so the feeds is, okay, what kind of feed are you giving them. You want to look at, oh, are they consuming crumble, are they consuming pelletized feed, or you don't even want to give them mash. Maybe you want to like formulate your own feed yourself. That is number one. You want to look into the nutritional requirements of the feed you want to give your birds. You are not just giving them anyhow food. This feed you are giving them, does it meet the nutrients requirements of these animals at so age, because each age comes with their own nutritional requirements. So these are the things you have to know knowledge about, as well as when it comes to the feeding aspect, what pattern of feeding are you using. That is, are you going to be feeding your birds at libitum? Are you going to be using restricted feeding? Are you going to be using non-restricted feeding? So those are the things that you need to understand before you even venture into this production. You need to have knowledge on all of this before you like keep going. So that's the first thing under post stocking. You want to look into the feeding, you want to look into the medication, you want to look into the vaccination, you want to look into their biosecurity. So biosecurity can even be split into different from, we have the locational biosecurity, we have the structural biosecurity, we have the managerial biosecurity. So these are the things that you need to understand, and each of these that I have highlighted, they come with their own different explanation and feed practice that should be practicalized on the feed. So that is that. And we have the pre-culling. So calling simply means, I did not want to use the word, that is before you do your bet. So for those of you that will be like selling live bets, that means what are the things you need to do before the people that will actually buy your bets come to your farm to like pack them up. Or those of you that will be processing your bets, what are the things you need to do before you like start processing those bets. So after post stocking, you have actually understand all of that. So pre-culling, before the time when you call your bets arrive, what are the things you need to do. So under this place, you want to like look into sorting of your bets, especially at a certain age of their life. So when they reach a certain age of their life, you do sorting if you have the means. But if you do not have the means, what are other measures can you take for all your production to come, for all your birds to come into production at the same time? So are you going to be having enough feeders for them to feed on, so that the feed can go around at the same time? Or you just want to go into sorting, that is sorting the sharpshooters from the runs. So those are the things you need to consider. And after that, you as well have to consider when your birds, or you do grading. These ones too are very important, because it's really going to help you monitor whether your production, you're actually doing the right thing or not during your production phase. So that is what is under the pre-culling. And the last one is the second to the last one is the culling phase. So this is the phase where you like process your birds. So during culling, what are the things you need to do when you actually cull your birds? You as well have to know all of this, because when it comes to calling, this is where you start having, oh, what is your percentage dress weight, what is the percentage of the legs you have, what is the percentage of this you have. Let's take for example, under a successful broiler production, if you are having anything less than 70% dressed weight, that production is rubbish. I've actually take birds from a farmer before, and those birds did 65% dressed weight. It was a total mess for me, total loss for me, because at my own day it was a total loss, and there are so many factors that can actually cause these kind of things. But when farmers do not know it, they don't know it, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about that. So anything from 70% upward, you can have 72% dress weight, 74% dress weight. So when you know all of these things during your production, it will help you know that, oh, this production is a very very good one. We actually ask also, so it's not just about, so I'm investing so amount of money and I'm making so amount of money back. So if you just keep on listening to the people that are telling you, oh, this is how much profit you can make, yes, they are really making that amount of profit. But when you do not know the right thing to do at the right time, or you do not have enough knowledge on that particular subject topic, you know that you just be like going from places to places. And the last one we'll be looking at is the stockmanship. So stockmanship, who is a stockman? A stockman is you and me. A stockman is someone that will be in charge of the production, which can be a manager, it can be a supervisor, whosoever will be in charge of that production is a stockman. And what are the necessary things a stockman needs to do during the production, before the production, or after the production? So these are the things you really need to get knowledge about. So if you can actually look into this, like get knowledge on all of these, I bet it with you will always run a very very successful production. Guys, I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.